The thing got stuck at 4.8, and it just stayed there and stayed there as Detroit came down the floor, and then suddenly it started back up again.
Now, as a guy who's coached and can sense things, I would think he got it off in time, if you were to sense it.
No, I think you can see it frozen up on top there at 4.8 seconds right there. There it is. We got it. 4.8.
I don't know how many seconds are left, but it has seemed as if Phillips got the shot off within 5.1.
Are you sure? Would you like to take a lie detector test on that, just for verification? Was that your years of experience?
Let me call my lawyer.
Okay, you do that. I know one guy, if we asked Stan Van Gundy, he knows he was counting in his head, and it was more than 4.8 seconds.
Well, he would have to say that anyway, whether it was or not, because of the situation with the clock, Mike. He's not going to say, yes, I think he got the 3. He would say the time ran out, right?
Well, right now, the officials are talking this over. We'll see if they go to the table now to try and get some help over at the table. Try and take one more look at it from a little different angle. 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. What do you think?
You're saying
was I counting fast? Stan's trying to figure out what is going on here.
You know, you said 1,000 pretty fast, by the way, in between those numbers.
I did the best I could.
You know, you said 1,000, you know.
The officials have a problem here right now.
Yes, they
have
do.
a problem deciding this.
Maybe they have to put a stopwatch to it and replay it in natural time. And maybe that's the only way they'll really know for sure. Mike, what would be the discussion about?
Well, discussion is they're going back and reviewing how much time was left when the shot was taken at the other end of the floor, okay, and then trying to figure out when it started, stopped, and how much time elapsed in between. Now, they may not be allowed, based on rules, to go over to the table and ask the people at the table because it's not zeros on the clock. Here's where he takes it out. It starts when it's touched. There. Now you have to determine, is that 4.8 seconds or not from the time it's touched.
Derek Stafford came over and said, we can't go to replays, so we're going to do the best we can and put 0.5 on the clock. That's what Derek Stafford said after the discussion with the officials. We're going to say it's good. And of course, Stan Van Gundy has a lot to say. It's their best estimate. That's what Derek Stafford indicated. And they put 5/10 remaining.
Remember, Dick, there are certain things that officials are allowed to do and not allowed to do based on what the rules. If we had a different system whereby you allowed, let's say, one challenge each half, we could allow right now Stan to make a challenge. The officials could go over. They could replay it, put a stopwatch to it perhaps, and see in their estimation whether the shot was good or not. But only at 0-0 are they allowed to go over if 0-0 shows on the clock and use the replay to make that decision.
I would think easily that if you had a stopwatch and just played it in real time, you would get the answer to this. But of course, they can't look at a replay of that play.
So they could just let me keep counting 1,001, 1,002, 1,003.
He went a lot faster than that.
Okay.
He made it seem like it was 2.5 seconds. Stan Van Gundy would have loved your count, let me put it that way. 5/10 left, and they count the 3 to give the Pistons a 78-76 lead, thanks to Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Phillips. His second 3 of the quarter, putting Detroit up again.
Vic, the shot clock operator is from Minnesota, and that's by design. They rotate the people on the clock so that no one can ever claim that it's somebody from the home team that caused the malfunction to take place.
But what they noticed that.
That's right. I forgot that.
Okay.
He could be the mascot. You never know. Minnesota.
He could have been. and that'll do it. So that is the end of the third quarter. Great comeback by the Orlando Magic.